And joining us now with more on Israel's withdrawal from the Netzarim corridor and phase one of the ceasefire deal is Colonel in the Reserve's Miri, Senior Fellow at the International Institute for Counterterrorism. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Shalom, shalom.
So we're seeing images of hundreds of thousands of Gazans returning to the north of the Strip. And the visuals we're seeing also of Hamas terrorists greeting the Palestinians, essentially claiming this as a victory. I mean, what do you make of this?
Terrorist organizations claim victory by the fact that they still exist at the end of a war. They're a terror army, not a regular army. And the advantage, I say in a sad way, of a terror army is because they live as part of the civilian community, because they are, throughout all of the years of fighting in the last year and 3 months, they didn't dress up in the way that we're seeing now in uniform. So they still exist, and that is for them their success, similar, by the way, to Hezbollah. By not being vanquished, for them that's a victory. The other aspect of it is who is in control. There's a difference between the pictures of these different men in their uniforms with their weapons and the fact that they exist, yes, they do, and between there actually being a controlling capability not only in the northern Gaza Strip, but anywhere in the Gaza Strip. So yes, their victory is that they still exist, but this is not something which afterwards means that you actually have, let alone a responsible authority there, but one that anybody in the world, not just Israel, is willing to work with.
And how much of a security risk, though, does this withdrawal from the Netzarim corridor pose to Israel? And, can we actually truly ensure that no weapons will return to northern Gaza?
To be clear to everybody, and this is something that's been said for all of these months, you can never clear all of the weapons. What you can do, and what the IDF has done very clearly, is that they, Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, cannot do an October 7th attack. I want to say something which is hard for a lot of people to hear. Assuming that Hamas had 15,000 rockets, I'm just talking about the rockets, and they fired at Israel over 12,000. That means they still have a few thousand. That means that they could, on paper, fire a single rocket at Israel every single day for years. That does not destroy Israel. That does not threaten our existence. It most definitely makes a security challenge of what you do. Do you every time try to take it out? So the images are part of the terror capability to try to control the video. What they want to control is how we feel. And that scares us, looking at them in those uniforms, seeing that they still have what are light weapons. They don't have the heavy duty weapons they had before. They don't have the numbers they had before of weaponry. All of what we've done over the last year and 3 months is destroy that capability of a terror army to do the coordinated, multi-pronged type attack that they did on October 7th. Neither Hamas nor Hezbollah can do such an attack, but the images are ones that are supposed to terrorize us.
And it's clear, though, that Hamas will try to rearm. So now that the Palestinians have returned to the north, will the IDF be able to continue dismantling Hamas or countering sort of this rearming once this ceasefire is over? Or does it essentially mean that logistically it won't be able to resume the fighting?
We can resume the fighting any stage we want. The whole challenge is the hostages. We still have an additional 90 people, some declared dead, but that's a smaller amount. And we want to get back not just the 3 women still in captivity, Agam and Arbel are in the news a lot, also Shiri Bibas and her 2 children, and in addition, many men who are still alive. And this isn't something which is easy or nice. The attack that Hamas did on October 7th, the way that they snatched people from their homes and have held them hostage in such a horrific way for so long, if, and I don't want to say if, we need them back. And to get them back, we're paying a price. I don't think the price is that we don't ever have to fight again. It means that right now, if we want to get back the hostages, we have to be in a ceasefire mode. Otherwise, we won't get them. And it's hard. It's hard to look at the pictures. For a moment, that does not show that Hamas has won. Yes, they exist. Yay for them. And excuse my sarcasm. Look at the price. that the people within the Gaza Strip have paid. It's a price which is inconceivable. Look at the price that we have paid, the hostages, the families, what it's done. And these are all things that Hamas started on October 7th. They're not going back there. We're not going back there. We will do what needs to be done, again, within the limits that we need to get the hostages home.
Absolutely. Colonel Miri Eisen, thank you so much for your analysis today.
Thank you so much.